Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Naresh Mago and with me is VC Pramod with the Midday News. The headlines. Landslides and flash floods claim 22 lives in Himachal Pradesh. In Uttarakhand also 3 people killed due to heavy rain. Government asserts that country has sufficient stocks of wheat, says no plan to import. University Grants Commission approves guidelines for admission and supernumerary seats for international students in UG and PG programs. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar begins Latin America visit, meets Indian community in Brazil's Sao Paulo. India delivers 10th tranche of medical aid to Afghanistan. Terrorist attack in Somalian capital kills 30 people. New Delhi strongly condemns attack. And in sports, Anthem Pangala becomes first Indian woman wrestler to win gold medal at Under-20 World Wrestling Championships in Sophia, Bulgaria. And in cricket, India to take on Zimbabwe in final one-day international of 3-match series in Harare tomorrow. Landslides and flash floods triggered by heavy rain have claimed 22 lives in Himachal Pradesh. While 12 people have also been injured in rain-related incidents, 6 people are still missing in the state. The Chakki rail bridge in Pangala district collapsed due to flash flood yesterday. Talking to AIR News, Sudesh Kumar Mokta, Director, State Disaster Management Department, said that Mandi, Kangada and Chamba districts are the most affected, where maximum loss of life and property has been reported.
काफी तेज बारिश पूरे हिमाचल प्रदेश में हुई है। खासकर जो कुल्लू, मंडी, चंबा और बिलासपुर के क्षेत्र है, कांगड़ा के क्षेत्र है, उसमें बहुत ज्यादा बारिश हुई। अगर हम आंकड़ों के हिसाब देखें तो लगभग 300% ज्यादा बारिश एक दिन में यहाँ पर हो चुकी है। तो इसके कारण काफी जान माल का नुकसान हिमाचल प्रदेश को झेलना पड़ा है। अगर टोटल मिला के देखा जाए तो लगभग 22 डेथ यहाँ पर हुई है। 6 लोग अभी भी मिसिंग है और जो नुकसान है काफी मात्रा में हुआ है। तो आज तक अगर देखा जाए तो 1250 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा नुकसान हिमाचल को झेलना पड़ा है। तो ओवरऑल देखा जाए तो मानसून इस बार काफी नुकसान हिमाचल प्रदेश को कर रहा है और जो प्रेडिक्शन है वो लगभग 15 सितंबर तक ये मानसून एक्टिव रहेगा और आज भी कुछ एक जिलों में येलो अलर्ट है, कल भी येलो अलर्ट है। आकांक्षा और भी की जा रही है और एडवाइजरी जो डिफरेंट है गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा निकाली गई है।
The state government has directed the concerned deputy commissioners to provide shelter to the affected people in the camps. Instructions are also given to all districts to close educational institutions in the landslide and flood-affected areas and to set up camps in schools and community centers to provide temporary shelter to the affected people. Chief Minister Jairam Thakur has directed to ensure immediate relief and rescue operation besides deploying men and machinery at strategic points. He said that major roads in apple-growing areas and those leading towards hospitals must be restored on priority. He also directed all the line departments for maintaining proper coordination for effective rescue operations. R.K. Jenamani, senior scientist of IMD, has predicted more rainfall in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir.
अभी जो डिप्रेशन है मध्य प्रदेश से ऊपर छत्तीसगढ़ के पास है, वो जैसे ही आगे चलेगा तो रेन जो है 22 23 को बढ़ेगा। तो 22 23 के लिए हम लोग हैवी रेनफॉल वार्निंग उत्तराखंड, हिमाचल प्रदेश, जम्मू कश्मीर रखे हैं और उसके साथ साथ प्लेन्स में जो राजस्थान एरिया है मध्य प्रदेश से नेक्स्ट 48 आवर्स के लिए हम लोग मेनली मध्य प्रदेश के लिए आज है 21 और 22 के लिए राजस्थान के लिए रेड कलर वार्निंग दे रहे हैं। बहुत ज्यादा बारिश होगा क्योंकि यहाँ एक डिप्रेशन बना हुआ है छत्तीसगढ़ के ऊपर जो राजस्थान इलाका को आएगा। तो इसके प्रभाव में दिल्ली में भी 22 को रेन पड़ेगा।
In Uttarakhand, 3 people were killed and 13 others missing after heavy rain inflicted major damage in Dehradun district and other parts of the state since Friday. Search for the missing people is underway. More than 40 houses and several have been damaged. All the arrangements for food and lodging are being made by the government administration for the disaster-affected families. Meanwhile, more than 100 rural connectivity roads have been blocked due to landslides in the state. Heavy rain has also caused a lot of damage in Tehri and Pauri, which is being assessed by the administration. Several national highways as well as rural connectivity roads and bridges in Tehri, Dehradun and Pauri have been damaged by the heavy rain. The work of opening the travel routes is going on. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has directed the concerned officers to make all arrangements by inspecting the disaster-affected areas continuously.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the Yatra to Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine atop Trikut Hill in Katra town of Riyasi district resumed today after it was briefly suspended as a precautionary measure due to inclement weather conditions. AII Jammu correspondent reports that the battery car services on Himkoti Marg and ropeway to Bhairovji Temple are also operating smoothly. In the wake of heavy rainfall, the upward movement of the pilgrims to Sri Vaishno Devi Temple through the new track was stopped from Katra on Friday afternoon amid waterlogging and mudslides. However, priority was given to pilgrims coming downwards. Police and Central Reserve Police Force CRPF were deployed and the situation was being monitored closely. However, the movement of devotees resumed on the new track also after the situation became normal. Government today stated that there is no plan to import wheat into India and the country has sufficient stocks to meet domestic requirements. Department of Food and Public Distribution clarified this in a tweet on reports about a possible import of wheat by the government. Media reports had claimed that government is likely to buy wheat from overseas due to shortage of wheat and rising prices.
The CBI has summoned 5 persons for questioning at the agency headquarters in Delhi in connection with the Delhi excise policy scam. The CBI on Friday carried out raids at 31 locations in multiple cities, including the residence of Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. The CBI began its probe after Delhi Lieutenant Governor Vinay Saxena recommended a probe by the central agency into the excise policy that was rolled out last year, under which liquor licenses were given to private players. The Lieutenant Governor's direction was based on a report by the Chief Secretary which said certain rules were flouted and undue favours were given to some vendors. On Friday, the CBI filed an FIR in which it named Manish Sisodia, then Excise Commissioner Arva Gopi Krishna and others in the case. The BJP today launched a scathing attack on Arvind Kejriwal government in Delhi and sought to know why the new excise policy was withdrawn if there was no corruption in the matter. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi, party spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia alleged that during the second phase of COVID pandemic, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was busy indulging in corruption by signing new excise policy instead of focusing on hospital beds and medicines. He said Mr. Kejriwal should stop blaming law enforcement agencies as they are only doing their job.
आप केवल ये बताइए कि अगर आपने घोटाला नहीं किया तो आबकारी नीति वापस क्यों ली? 144 करोड़ की छूट आपने क्यों दी जिससे कि सरकार के कोष को घाटा हुआ? 30 करोड़ का जुर्माना आपने माफ क्यों किया? और अगर आप जैसा आप कहते हैं कट्टर ईमानदार हूं और ये राजनीतिक द्वेष का मामला है, न्यायालय जाइए, न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स नहीं।
Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has alleged that at a time when the common man is battling with inflation and unemployment, the central government is busy using the CBI and the ED to settle political scores.
University Grants Commission has approved the guidelines for the admission and supernumerary seats for international students in undergraduate and postgraduate programs in higher education institutions in India. The decision was made during the 560th meeting of the University Grants Commission. UGC Chairman Professor M. Jagdish Kumar said, internationalization of higher education is an essential aspect of the National Education Policy 2020 and helps in integrating the international and intercultural dimensions in higher education. The UGC has also brought out guidelines for the establishment of Research and Development Cell RDC in universities and colleges. These guidelines provide a clear-cut roadmap for the establishment of RDC with its objectives and functions. In a series of tweets, the UGC chairman said, the establishment of Research and Development Cell in higher education institutions will enable attainment of targets of Atmanirbhar Bharat. He said the move is expected to play a pivotal role in catalyzing multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary and translational research culture mandated in NEP 2020. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be addressing a public rally at Munugod in Nalgonda district of Telangana this evening. Munugod Assembly constituency is expecting a by-election soon following the resignation of sitting Congress legislator K. Rajagopal Reddy. Mr. Shah will be arriving at Bekampet Airport this afternoon and will have a meeting with BJP leaders besides visiting Mahankali Temple in Secunderabad. He will arrive at Munugod by special helicopter and address a public meeting termed as Munugod Samarabheri. Our correspondent says this visit assumes significance in the wake of recent political developments taking place. Sitting Congress MLA K. Rajgopal Reddy resigned from the party and also as legislator, alleging family rule and lack of development in his constituency.
In Assam, over 5 lakh candidates are appearing today in the written test for recruitment for around 14,000 Grade 4 posts amid unprecedented security arrangements. The state government is conducting the examination at 900 centers in 25 districts. Mobile internet has been shut down in the districts, and Section 144 imposed by the district administrations prohibiting gathering of people within a 100-meter radius of the examination centers. Around 4 lakh candidates are appearing for Paper 1, 10th level, between 10 and 12 noon, and over 1 lakh are appearing for Class 8 level between 2 and 4 p.m. The other papers for the direct recruitment exam for the post of Grade 3 and 4 of the Assam government will be held on the 28th of this month and the 11th of next month. Over 209 crore 67 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Over 26 lakh 58,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate is currently at 98.59%. Over 12,000 people have recovered in the last 24 hours. The total number of recoveries has reached over 4 crore 37 lakh. Over 11,000 new cases were recorded in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload currently stands at 99,879. Over 88 crore 24 lakh tests have been conducted so far.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Landslides and flash floods claimed 22 lives in Himachal Pradesh. In Uttarakhand also 3 people killed due to heavy rain. Government asserts that country has sufficient stocks of wheat, says no plan to import. University Grants Commission approves guidelines for admission and supernumerary seats for international students in UG and PG programs. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar begins Latin American visit, meets Indian community in Brazil's Sao Paulo. India delivers 10th tranche of medical aid to Afghanistan. Terrorist attack in Somalian capital kills 30 people. New Delhi strongly condemns attack. And in sports, Anthem Pangala becomes first Indian woman wrestler to win gold medal at Under-20 World Wrestling Championship in Sophia, Bulgaria. In cricket, India to take on Zimbabwe in final one-day international of 3-match series in Harare tomorrow. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देखते हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ वाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
क्या आप वरिष्ठ नागरिक हैं? क्या आपके मन में सेहत, आर्थिक, सामाजिक या भावनात्मक मुद्दों से जुड़ा कोई सवाल है? आकाशवाणी आपके लिए लेकर आया है कार्यक्रम एक कदम और बुजुर्गों के लिए, हर रविवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर। 21 अगस्त को प्रसारित होने वाले हमारे कार्यक्रम का विषय है बुजुर्गों का खान पान। आप अपने सवाल हमें व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर भेज सकते हैं।
The Employees Provident Fund Organization EPFO has added 18.36 lakh net members in June this year. As per the provisional payroll data released by the EPFO, the net member addition has increased by 9.21% in June as compared to May this year. The year-on-year comparison of payroll data reflects that June this year has registered an increase of 5.53 lakh in terms of net member addition comparing the corresponding month during last year. Union Highways and Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that conversion of waste material to wealth is the need for country's infrastructure development. The minister was addressing the National Conference of Civil Engineers and Professionals from Allied Industries being organized by Association of Consulting Civil Engineers in Mumbai today. Mr. Gadkari said that research should be undertaken to find out economically viable and environmental friendly alternatives for the infrastructure projects. He said that cost reduction while maintaining superior quality and completion of project before the stipulated time period are some of the challenging factors which need to be addressed. He stressed upon exploring the public-private mode for implementing infrastructure projects.
Puducherry Chief Minister N. Rangaswamy, who holds the finance portfolio, will present the Union Territory's budget for the year 2022-23 tomorrow. More from our Puducherry correspondent.
In a press communication, the Assembly Secretary R. Munusamy said that the Assembly would reassemble on 22nd around 9:45 am. The budget is being presented after the Centre approved a draft budget for Rs 10,696 crore. There is an increase of Rs 282 crore more than the previous budget outlay of Rs 10,414 crore. A vote on account for Rs 3,613 crore has already been passed for 5 months, that is from April to August. The current fiscal year budget has to be mandatorily passed before August 31st, and so the session is likely to last till August 31st. Earlier, the Puducherry Assembly budget session, which began on August 10th with a customary address by the Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, adjourned to sine die on the same day. Chandramohan, AR News, Puducherry.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today began his Latin America visit by meeting the Indian community in Sao Paulo in Brazil. He shared with them the progress and optimism as India completes 75 years of independence. Dr. Jaishankar said India-Brazil ties are defined by good sentiment, great goodwill and increasing cooperation. He thanked the Indian community for serving as an effective bridge.
India has supplied the 10th tranche of medical assistance to Afghanistan as part of its ongoing humanitarian assistance. It was handed over to the Indira Gandhi Hospital, Kabul. In view of the urgent appeals made by the United Nations to assist the Afghan people, India has so far supplied 32 tons of medical assistance in 10 batches, which includes essential life-saving medicines, anti-TB medicines, and 5 lakh doses of COVID vaccine. In Somalia, at least 30 people were killed and dozens injured after Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab terrorists attacked a hotel in capital Mogadishu. The assailants used explosives to gain entry into capital's Hyatt Hotel late Friday night before violently taking control and holding guests hostage overnight. Most parts of the hotel have been destroyed due to the fighting between Al-Shabaab fighters and security forces throughout Friday night and Saturday. Meanwhile, Somali forces claimed that the deadly 30-hour-long hotel siege has ended. Police Major Farah Hussain has confirmed to the reporters that Somali security forces had entered the Hyatt Hotel building and regained most of the control from gunmen. It was the first major attack in Somalia since President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud took charge in May this year. India has strongly condemned the attack on Hyatt Hotel in Mogadishu and expressed heartfelt condolences to the victims and families of the cowardly act of terrorism. MEA spokesperson Arindam Bakshi said India stands with the government and people of Somalia in their fight against terrorism.
In Turkey, at least 32 people were killed and dozens injured in 2 separate road accidents yesterday. In the first accident, a passenger bus collided with emergency teams handling an earlier road accident on a highway near the city of Gaziantep. Officials also said at least 16 people were killed and 21 injured in the accident. Hours later, a truck hit a crowd of people 250 kilometers away at the town of Derik in Mardin province, also killing 16 people. Health Minister Faratin Kocha said the accident occurred after the brakes gave out on a lorry which hit the crowd. There have been no reports of a connection between the incidents. Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani Ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio.
Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani Ke Saath, reliving the journey of India since independence over the last 75 years with All India Radio. Starting 15th August, the series will be broadcast on All India Radio, 100.1 FM Gold Channel, primetime news bulletins and across all its platforms. Tune in to stay updated with All India Radio.
In today's episode, we bring you the story of the presidents of India who served the nation from the 26th of January 1950 to 25th July 1987.
The President is the constitutional head of the state of India and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. The President is referred to as a first citizen of the country. There have been 15 presidents since the post was established when India was declared as a republic with the adoption of the Constitution in 1950. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the first president of the country who held the post from 26th of January 1950 to the 13th of May 1962.
We have up to now been taking a pledge to achieve freedom and to undergo all sufferings and sacrifices for it. Time has come when we have to take a pledge of another kind. Let no one imagine that the time for work and sacrifice is gone and the time for enjoying the fruits thereof has come. Let us realize that the demand on our enthusiasm and capacity for an unselfish work in the future will be as great as, if not greater than, what it has ever been before. We have therefore to dedicate ourselves once again to the great cause that beckons us. The task is great, the times are propitious.
Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was the president from the 13th of May 1962 to the 13th of May 1967.
In our constitution it is laid down that we have to build a civilized society which is based on the freedom of the human spirit, economic opportunities for all, and social justice.
Zakir Hussain held the post from the 13th of May 1967 to the 3rd of May 1969.
I pledge my loyalty to my country irrespective of region or language. I pledge myself to work for its strength and progress. The whole of Bharat is my home and the people are my family.
Muhammad Hidayatullah was the acting president from the 20th of July 1969 to the 24th of August 1969. V.V. Giri was elected as the president on the 24th of August 1969 and he continued till the 24th of August 1974.
Do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of India and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and the law, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of India.
Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad became the president on the 24th of August 1974 and held the post till the 11th of February 1977.
Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the office of President of India.
B.D. Jatti was the acting president from the 11th of February 1977 to the 25th of July 1977. Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy was elected as the president on the 25th of July 1977 and he continued till the 25th of July 1982.
I, Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy, do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the office of President of India.
Gyani Zail Singh served as the president from the 25th of July 1982 to the 25th of July 1987.
I, Zail Singh, do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the office of President of India.
In tomorrow's episode, we will bring you the story of the presidents who served the nation from 25th of July 1987 onwards. Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashwani ke Saath can be accessed on AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune in to All India Radio News for Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashwani ke Saath.
The Secretary General of BIMSTEC, that's Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral, Technical and Economic Cooperation, Tenzin Lekfel, will arrive in Delhi on a 4-day official visit tomorrow. The Secretary General is visiting India at the invitation of Saurabh Kumar, Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs. The BIMSTEC leaders of 7 countries had adopted the BIMSTEC Charter during its 5th summit meeting held in Colombo in March this year. The charter confirmed the transition of this grouping of states into a full-fledged regional organization with a distinct international personality. India had stressed the importance of rapidly consolidating this newly created regional organization and to moving BIMSTEC cooperation to the next level. 17-year-old Haryana wrestler Anthem Pangala has become the first Indian woman wrestler to win a gold medal at Under-20 World Wrestling Championship in Sophia, Bulgaria. She scored an 8-0 win over Atlin Shagayeva of Kazakhstan in the 53-kilogram category to achieve this feat. This gold medal is historic in its own way, as India has never won any gold medal in women's wrestling at the Under-20 World Championships. Anthem Pangala belongs to Haryana's Bhagana village in the Hisar district. Sonam Malik and Priyanka won silver medals in the 62-kilogram and 65-kilogram respectively after losing the gold medal bouts.
In cricket, India will take on Zimbabwe in the final one-day international and the three-match series in Harare tomorrow. India have gained an unassailable 2-0 lead over Zimbabwe after claiming victories in the first two matches. In the second ODI, which was played yesterday at Harare Sports Club, India defeated Zimbabwe by 5 wickets. While the visitors will be eyeing a clean sweep, for Zimbabwe it will be game to earn a consolidation win. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur today congratulated Baljit Kaur from Seoul in Himachal Pradesh for scaling Mount Noon. This has taken her mountaineering tally to 18 peaks around the world, which includes 5 8,000-meter peaks in 30 days. In a tweet, Mr. Thakur lauded her for achieving the remarkable feat. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has congratulated javelin thrower Sumit Antil and discus thrower Yogesh Kathunia for creating new world records at the 4th Indian Open National Paralympics Championships 2022.
Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for the day. The national capital Delhi is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature was recorded 24 degrees Celsius and the minimum will be around 33 degrees. Mumbai is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 28 degrees. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 28 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 34 degrees. Kolkata will also have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 31 degrees. Srinagar is expected to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 30 degrees. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The minimum temperature was 23 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 34 degrees. Leh is expected to have a clear sky. The minimum temperature was 14 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 26 degrees. Gilgit will have a generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Temperature will hover between 20 and 31 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad is expected to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In south, Hyderabad will have rain or thunder showers. Tiruvananthapuram, Bengaluru and Visakhapatnam will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In the northeast, Guwahati, Kohima, Aizawl, Itanagar and Gangtok will have partly cloudy skies with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Imphal, Shillong and Agartala will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Landslides and flash floods claimed 22 lives in Himachal Pradesh. In Uttarakhand also, 3 people killed due to heavy rain. Government asserts that country has sufficient stocks of wheat. Says no plan to import. University Grants Commission approves guidelines for admission and supernumerary seats for international students in undergraduate and postgraduate programs. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar begins Latin America visit, meets Indian community in Brazil's Sao Paulo. India delivers 10th tranche of medical aid to Afghanistan. Terrorist attack in Somalian capital kills 30 people. New Delhi strongly condemns attack. And in sports, Anthem Pangala becomes first Indian woman wrestler to win gold medal at Under-20 World Wrestling Championships in Sophia, Bulgaria. And in cricket, India to take on Zimbabwe in the final one-day international of 3-match series in Harare tomorrow. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.